TimeRust.com proudly presents the Time Rust Brain Trust.
Hey everybody, and thank you for joining us here on the Time Rust Brain Trust podcast. Guess what?
What?
How long have we been doing
We're one.
Officially a year?
this? We're
It'll be officially your Valentine's Day.
Yeah, but I know, but like this is the last one before that, and then we're like gonna have
We're
like,
1
stuff.
year old.
It's this month because technically, what did we do?
I was just gonna guess chicken butt.
What did we do this time last year?
Podcast Zero.
So I'm counting.
The elusive Podcast Zero.
Still on my hard drive.
It was.
I
the
still
first
on my
thing.
Google Drive. I still have
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Well, he wanted a
It's
copy
the
of
podcast
it.
I wasn't a part of.
Well, you didn't do the first official one.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like the
It's okay.
the fifth one.
Yeah, I jumped to number 5.
Yeah, something like that. Anyways, to my
Remember
left
back in those days, we
is...
were all structured and had like a flow, and we had like a time for a news segment and like 5 minutes for news segments and stuff.
Yeah, and you timed us on everything.
Yeah, it worked really well. To my left
Where did that
is
go?
Steve.
Hey, folks, what's up?
And to his left is Eli.
That's me, right here.
And to his left is Marcus.
What it is, folks.
Yeah,
And
we're-
to
What it
my
is
left
indeed.
is Nate.
Oh, yeah, I am
He
here.
runs this shindig.
Something like that.
What's up, Nate?
All right.
How you doing this evening?
I need food and sleep. And I will get one of those things before the night is over.
Why not both?
I will probably have both of those things before the night is
You
over.
should shoot for the stars, so even if you miss just a little, you still get...
Food and sleep, maybe water. Who needs bare necessities? I was gonna sing that song from the Jungle Book, but we would probably get sued by Disney.
Yep.
So
You got
Sued by
shelter.
Disney, cut off by YouTube.
yeah. Anyways, Steve,
Yes.
what are you doing?
Doing a lot of things. Specifically, I've been playing a lot of Saints Row 4. A lot of Saints Row 4.
We told you it was awesome.
I believed you, and then I played it for myself and found it to be even more true than what I thought it was initially.
I finished that game.
I just got GAT back, and I found that because of the side missions and the way that the game flows, I have done so much more. Like, I've taken over 95% of the map.
It's so much fun just to go through and do the little things to
Yeah,
get
just
that
do
power.
the little missions and get your power-ups. Because the side quests, normally in Saints Row 3, I didn't take over 100% any of the territories. I just got most of the territories taken over. Because it really wasn't essential, because it didn't really give me anything. But now I'm getting extra power-ups, special power elements, things like that, new weapons. I mean, just that incentive to do these things. And plus, running around as a superhero and punching holes through people is awesome.
I really like some of the powers that you get, like the side powers that you don't have to have, but they're really cool.
You
It's
know, like the health draining telekinesis or the mind control blast waves, where I'll just run around and I'm like, oh, that's a really hardcore bad guy.
The shrinking,
Boom!
the shrinking stomp.
Yeah, that one's pretty good too, but I just use normal stomp.
And then you get early on the option from Keith David to get the the thing that makes hacking like twice as long. And I'm like, oh wow, I can't believe I played this at only 1 minute. Now I can do it with 2, and I get it every time, unless my bad guy cronies fail me and I get shot.
The game has been hilarious from the get-go. I mean, the moment when you're like walking up the hall to the press conference and Keith David's like, we only have enough political clout for one of these. We can cure cancer or end world hunger. And I looked at it and I was like, it's like, let's cure cancer. And your character's like, well, cancer had a good run. Time to put it down. And I was like, this game's going to be amazing. And like,
It doesn't stop from there.
oh no,
Like,
it doesn't. Like
unless you veer off and do side missions, then it kind of slows down a bit. Except
Yeah.
for the loyalty ones. Like each character
Actually,
has one loyalty mission,
I've been doing
Those are awesome.
I've been doing
and those
this-
are good.
I've been doing the side
But
missions.
like,
the whole time, and it didn't really slow down because I was always going somewhere and killing something and getting something for it. The game, like, it's kind of funny where they give you the ability to drive cars, but once you do the side mission with Keith David that is optional to get unlimited sprint, you don't need a car.
Well, you never need a car before that. Like, you don't even have to do that side mission, you don't need a car.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as you can jump high, you don't need a car.
You
as
get
soon as
jump
you can
and
sprint,
glide, and you're like, yep,
you
we're
don't
done.
need a car.
And you get wall run. Once you get the wall run, you're done.
Oh yeah, like it became less of a gangster game and more of a superhero game, and it appealed to me heavily, and I've dressed my character such.
It's the best superhero game I've played ever. Yeah, except for maybe Batman.
It's right up
yeah.
there with Infamous, like Infamous
Yeah.
for PS3.
I wouldn't put it on the same level as Infamous.
I think this is better than Infamous in my opinion.
Infamous had the superpower.
Humor.
The
Infamous is not a funny game. Infamous
Yeah, I know.
is not a comedy game.
I'm just saying though, the humor makes it more tolerable. Like the superhero movies, you throw a little humor in, makes it better. Iron Man.
Well, the story and gameplay in certain aspects of Infamous are better, but I'm enjoying it in the same regard because I think of it more as a superhero game and less of a gangster game. So I'm flying around, punching dudes in the face, shooting balls of ice and lightning at people, and it's just because of that element. I think more of games like that which I enjoy more because I tend to be a good person and not a bloodthirsty sociopath.
Well, I call it more of a puckish rogue, but
I love that mission where you go get Aisha and it's all Metal Gear Solid. And he's like, why am I wasting a bullet? Why can't I just shoot the guy instead of shooting the light and then the guy? She's like, stealth mission.
That's a Splinter Cell thing.
Yeah.
Not
Well,
Metal Gear
it's
Solid.
combined Splinter Cell and Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, but
because eventually,
specifically shooting the light.
yeah,
yeah,
shoot lights
yeah,
in
because
Metal Gear.
I'm a light bulb killer. In
Can
Splinter
we
Cell.
just say stealth action game
that part
tropes?
he's
are-
like that light bulb has a family.
yeah, no.
So the game
Love
itself is good. I mean, I've enjoyed it a lot more. Having Keith David as your vice president makes the game so good. But the best part I found is that it goes in a lot into the backstory where it brings Benjamin King in, and you find out, even if you haven't played the other games, like I did, I jumped in at Saints Row 3, and you get a lot of that where his relationship with the main characters and stuff, and they talk about it. And it caused me to go back and read up on it, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So I might go back and play 2 and 1 sometime in the near future because they're probably super cheap.
Justin has both. Just borrow them from him.
I have Justin's copy of 1.
Yeah.
Okay, well he's got Justin's copy. So.
So
Are they both 360 games?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 is really rough looking though.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
one
if you go back to 1, you're just like, oh.
Yeah, you
oh.
just watch the cinematics on YouTube.
Oh, that's what I.
and then go play 2. 2's so much fun.
2's great.
Because Johnny Gat is awesome.
Johnny
I
Gat is
love how
awesome.
he was Zinyak considered him the most feared warrior. If he was alive, and he would undo the entire invasion by himself. I would actually, if they made a standalone game of Saints of Rage, I would probably buy it.
That was really cool.
So
Oh, I love that.
I
Yeah.
gotta take off.
it was just
I gotta take
it was just a good game, and the game so far is a lot of fun. I mean, when you go guard the hacking stuff, I just pull out I spawn a tank and I just kill everything because, I mean, I like some of the cars. Don't get me wrong, but the super speed is so much better.
It really is, especially once you have all the buffs up and then,
Oh yeah, now that my dash gives me a damage shield every time people throw energy blasts and stuff, I just reflect it back at them.
I was gonna say, do you have the buff now? Like you have the overall buff, right? Yeah, okay. 'Cause
Yeah,
I was
that
gonna say
buff
you have to
spell
have it.
is sweet because I use the RoboCop SMGs. I love the customizable themed weaponry. I found the heavy pistols. My heavy pistols look like Captain Malcolm Reynolds. They use the captain, and then the lighter pistols look like the Puckish Rogue. They look like DL-44s. And then I've got the Aliens Pulse Rifle, the RoboCop SMG, and I have that tricked out with lightning. So when I use my buff, I'm doing fire and lightning damage. And then I just use the semi-auto shotgun because it's the best weapon in the game.
Is that the one?
It's got the barrel clip on it, and when you max out, it's fully auto, and it has a really good range, and you just sit there and
it's got the explosive. It's got the kickback. Super
yeah,
kickback.
you just crush everything.
I was gonna say, I think that's the one I use, and you can make it like Saints purple and gold.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's the same. Yeah, I turned my my simulation suit like all purple, and it's lined in silver and black. It just looks wicked sweet. And I'm carrying that sweet shotgun, and the game is just. It's
So
got a
good.
comedy. It's got, it has some parodies of Mass Effect in there with the overall ship romance.
Yeah, it does.
I love the best part is when you try to romance Keith David. He's like, I know you want to, but I don't. or Benjamin King, where it sounds like it looks like something's gonna happen, and like he's like leaning in towards you, and you're like, will you sign my book? So good. But
Oh, that game.
it's just fun, and I enjoy the game. I've put a lot of hours into it lately. Aside from that, I've been playing a lot more Warcraft. I'm getting ready. I've been reading a lot about Warlords of Draenor and what they're going to do with the game. I'm actually pretty excited. Lore-wise, since I'm actually quite the lore buff of Warcraft, it looks feasible because it's kind of like a J.J. Abrams expansion where the act of going back in time has created an anomaly. Like the Draenor before it exploded and became Outland, when Garrosh Hellscream goes back through time somehow, it creates basically a temporal distortion that's like 30 years in the past, and he takes all of his technology from the present day and takes it back there and unites the Horde. They don't get possessed by demons, and they're just this war machine of destruction. And his whole intention is to bring Link through the Dark Portal, bring that Horde into present-day Azeroth, and conquer the whole thing. Which is, it's going to be cool. I'm pretty excited for it because they're updating all the character models because they're all old and bad.
Have you noticed that everyone's getting into time travel? I feel like everyone's kind of dipping into that, like pretty bad.
When you think about it, if you look at Warcraft, there's been a few bad instances that were created by time travel, like the War of the Ancients novel was awful. Excuse me. And you have all that kind of stuff, but there's not much more to go. You've killed off Deathwing, you've killed off Illidan, you slew the Lich King, so you've got your... Well, you supposedly killed Illidan, but you're running out of big bads. Kil'jaeden's been sealed off. The only thing that's left out there... the Hour of Twilight's passed, so the old gods are still kind of locked away. And then the Burning Legion is somewhere relatively leaderless. So there's not much to set the game up, so they're going back into Draenor where, so they can redo the whole instance and they can show you the whole world as a new, beautiful, living world as opposed to floating chunks in
That game.
So I don't know. I'm just enjoying looking for raid and doing minor stuff with transmogrification, making all my gear look sweet. So, and aside from that, that's pretty much all I've been doing lately. I've been because that's why I haven't published anything on the site because of Saints Row 4. It's a good game though.
It is. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What are you doing?
I don't know. Doing some stuff.
Hey,
I was
Marquis.
playing
Marquise, what
playing a lot of the Bravely Default demo because you get stuff for the full retail game, like special armors and items and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, there's 7 different unlockable things.
You can just download the demo
download it right off the eShop
for your.
for your 3DS.
I might have to do that.
Yeah, you should do that because you get free stuff for the regular game.
Definitely gonna do that then.
Yeah, it's worth playing because none of the stuff in the demo is in the actual game. Like it's
I like it
a
when
side,
they do that.
It's
So
a
you
side
don't- you
thing.
don't-
Like it's just a bunch of little side quests and
You
stuff.
don't reveal anything.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. So I've been playing a lot of that. It's a lot of fun. I can't wait for tomorrow to pick that game up. Tomorrow being Friday, being the day you're listening to this, being today. So
Huzzah! Time travel.
yeah.
See, we got
so
time travel.
by the time you're listening to this,
Dang-nabbit.
I will already be playing this game. But Yeah, that game is going to be really great, I think. It's going to be pretty huge for Square Enix.
Pretty huge for Square Enix to bring out a game that
But
doesn't.
I'm already
horribly suck.
like super concerned because they're doing the limited release crap that they always do, like where they only release like a handful of copies of the game,
I hate
like they
that.
did with Fire Emblem. And I'm just like,
Gotta make that money somehow.
Nintendo, you suck. Like, get your games out.
No. It's Square Enix is so afraid of losing money now.
It's just silly, but have the game available, let more people buy it. But anyway,
Yeah, put it on the shelves and let
I
the
mean,
game speak for itself.
You can get a digital copy on the eShop, so
That
whatever,
doesn't
it
matter.
doesn't matter.
but
I like a physical copy.
I like getting some games digitally. Like,
See,
you know.
I hate
Well,
getting games digitally because I always know that at some point I'm not going to be able to re-download that unless I was proactive and made sure that I had that downloaded and backed up in duplicate. There's
So
going to
you-
come a time when I'm not going to be able to
So
play
you're
that
saying
game.
you don't like Steam?
I kind of don't.
What?
I like the prices, but I don't like the eventuality that at some point those games are not going to be playable at all. Like, I don't like that at all.
See, I only buy stuff on sale, so
Um,
if I'm out $6, it doesn't really
I know, but
bother me.
see, it's not about the money. It's not about the money investment for me. It's about like losing out on the actual game because I go back and replay stuff constantly, all the time. I'm always
It's a little
going into
hard
the
for me to
archives.
dust off my copy of Xenogears.
No.
No, it's not, because I have
No,
a
it
backwards
isn't.
compatible PlayStation
Yeah,
3.
no, it's easy for you to do that.
Yeah.
But I've been
Symphony
doing
of the Night
that.
was just as fun.
I have been playing Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate on the Wii U. I got that on sale on the eShop.
Is that game cool?
That game is fantastic. For the first time, this is not the first time I've played Monster Hunter, but for the first time I am enjoying Monster Hunter.
You're like, I've played the other ones and they were awful.
They were just so dense you couldn't get into it. But this one kind of eases you into everything. It has like quests to guide you along and kind of like show you the ropes. Plus the controls are good finally on the Wii U. Like
So
I can
you-
control the camera with
You
one
don't
stick and I can
go.
move
You don't
with the
go
other.
through the game. Go. Oh man, I just started the game and now I'm swinging around a sword made from jawbone of a dragon.
Yeah, like it's not like that. You start with crappy stuff and then you have to they like ease you into crafting new stuff.
I always thought that was an interesting mechanic where you're like, that looks really cool and practical.
Yeah, like I really enjoy it so far. I'm still fairly early on. I've completed all the 1-star quests that I have available, and I've started on the 2-star quests. And so like like I've fought some larger beasts and that have been a little bit more difficult to take down, and it seems like it's going to be one of those games that I really get hooked on, and it becomes really rewarding. And I have a couple friends online that I want to start playing with here and there, so I've been enjoying that game. I've been playing a lot of Mario Kart Wii because Mario Kart is a lot of fun, and I really can't wait for the new one to come out. So my friends and I all picked up a copy of Mario Kart Wii, and we've been playing that. I briefly went back to Skyward Sword because I want to try and finish that game. I'm probably going to have to start completely over. I was only 15 hours into it, but I'm probably going to have to start completely over because I don't remember really the mechanics or the point. But
You don't remember the point of playing the game.
Yeah.
There we go.
but
Sounds like every Zelda game I've played since Ocarina of Time.
I've also been playing Link Between Worlds on my 3DS. That game is stellar.
Super amazing.
I really, really love the bosses in that game, and just the mechanics of being able to become a painting on the wall and kind of sidle around the edge of the room and find like a hidden area. The way that you acquire items in this, like it's really kind of open-ended. Like you can choose which dungeon you want to tackle based on which item you want to save up for and purchase. Like, so the items are not unlocked by going to a specific dungeon. They're gated strictly by you having enough rupees to purchase them from the guy that's selling you the items.
Okay.
You can either rent them from him for like 50 rupees, or you can buy them from him for 800. If you rent them and then you go to a dungeon and die, he reclaims all the stuff and you have to re-rent whatever you wanted to use.
Oh, what a jerk.
So, I mean, that cost can add up over and over again, because the game is fairly difficult in some places. But if you just save up for a little bit, and it's really easy to make the money, because you're finding rupees that are worth 100, 300 in all these different dungeons and everything. So, I mean,
it's rewarding more. It's more rewarding in the long run to actually
save up and
do the grind and
Yeah.
get the gear for keeps.
But it's a lot of fun, and it's hitting the Zelda itch that I had for a while, because I had gone back and played Link to the Past. Probably in November I played a good portion of that game, and this is that. This is more of that, and it's
Like,
it's more of that in a modern age, and it's really, really refreshing and a lot of fun.
yeah, I mean, I did the same thing. I went back and played Ocarina of Time again, and that game is seriously dated.
I've been doing that with Wind Waker, and I'm loving that HD version of Wind Waker so much.
I was hoping that Nintendo would redo Ocarina of Time, not just a port to the DS, but a complete.
Well,
like,
the 3DS
overhaul.
is a pretty decent revamp of that game. Like they made new character models for Zelda and all the major characters, Link and everybody. They all have new character models that are higher res. A lot of textures were improved in that version.
Good, because there wasn't a lot of textures
I mean,
to begin with.
Yeah, they did do a lot of improvements for the 3DS version of that game. So I mean, that would be worth picking up as much as you like that game.
Yeah.
But I also have been, they finally put like the remainder of Dexter on Netflix, so I've been watching that.
The serial killer or the boy genius?
The serial killer.
Dexter's Lab was already on there.
Yeah, it was already on there, and I already watched all of it. But I finished season 6, and I'm on season 7 now. Season 6 was really good. I thought. I really.
Was that the one with Julia Stiles or the one after it?
Who's Julia Stubbs?
Stiles. The blonde girl.
That's the one after that. Julia
All right.
Stiles.
Is this the religion one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Season 6 was the religion one.
That's what I thought.
It was really good, I thought. It was really interesting. It had a crazy twist that I did not see coming.
But a twist.
And now I'm on season 7. I'm like halfway through it, and it's kind of dragging a bit. Like, it's not... it's the one with the girl from Chuck.
It's like Yvonne Strahovski.
Yeah.
Just a terrible name. It's like, it's Sarah from Chuck. Wait, was it Sarah?
But I was watching that, and then that made me want to watch Chuck, which they also finally put on Netflix. So then I started watching Chuck, the final season, and that is fantastic.
The final season?
Yeah, the final season of Chuck.
You're enjoying the final season of Chuck.
Yeah, it's
Season 5.
Yeah. I'm on like episode 3. It's been really good so far.
You were just like, whatever, man.
He hasn't gotten to the end yet, so when he gets to the end.
When he gets to the end, he's like, I did not enjoy season 5.
But that's been fun. I finally picked up Game of Thrones on Blu-ray, and I've watched the first 2 episodes of that, and they are rapidly approaching where I am in the first book. So I'm pretty sure after the next episode, I'm going to have to stop watching that show until I finish the book.
You could just...
Because they are covering some ground. Like, I'm like halfway through the first book, and they are already almost to where I'm at.
Yeah, they kind of they blaze through all the board.
Yeah.
Like, I'm kind of amazed where
I do like they are hitting like the really memorable dialogues from the book. Like they're stopping. They're like, we're gonna have this moment where Tyrion says this, and like everybody's like, yeah, Tyrion's awesome.
They should just stop making the show and just make it's like this. It's no longer Game of Thrones. It's the Jon Snow and Tyrion Lannister show, and I would watch it because those are the two characters I care the most about because they're memorable and funny, and they don't make horrible decisions like 90% of the women and other characters in this series.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just got a call in.
That show's all about...
The author just said they're both dead in the next book. So, all right.
The series is all about bad decisions.
It's like...
It's just a string of bad decisions and people being jerks.
You're like
that's all
bad
it is.
decisions. My name is Caitlin Stark, and you're like, bad decisions. Everything she's made is a bad decision.
Yeah, but...
I'm interested to see how they're going to do this series once it reaches, like, book 6, Dance of Dragons, because it's all over the place and weird, and you're like, I haven't even finished that book because it's so boring.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch episode 3 and then stop and finish the book, and then pick back up because like the first season only covers the first book, doesn't it? Like
Yeah.
like it's pretty much exactly.
Yeah, you better read that book first.
Well, yeah.
because-
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I think I've
I
already
always-
had a couple things.
I was
spoiled,
at lunch today and I heard people talking about like Game of Thrones because they just started the new season. They
So
were
is it
talking
going?
about
Is it? They're just doing basically one book, one season. Like,
No.
No, they split the second book into 2 pieces.
okay,
And
No.
then,
Yeah,
but the first
They
season
split the
though
third
is
book
the
into
whole
2 pieces.
first book, right?
the first season is the first book.
Okay.
And then-
So
Which
I
is-
definitely have to finish the first book.
yeah, I was gonna say the third book I thought was split into 2.
I've got my Kindle ready to go. I've got the books on there, and
Read
I,
it.
Yeah, Clash of
I
Kings-
read a lot faster on my Kindle than holding an actual book
Clash of
because
Kings
I can
was a
make the
good
type
book.
bigger
Storm of
because I'm
Swords
an
is a
old
good
man
book.
and my eyes suck, so I can make the type bigger and like I can read it a lot faster.
Nice.
yeah. They actually split one of the book into 2 one of
Yeah.
the books into 2 seasons.
I think it was 3 they split, and then 4 they're like, we don't know.
Because
what
one
we're
of the
gonna do.
the problem I had
'Cause
with
it's
like
so
reading
weird.
that particular book is it's such a dense book and his type is so tiny in that book and I'm just like
Well, like I have the
I'm just
little
like, I'm
tiny
old.
paperback versions of the bigger
yeah
ones.
that's
The
what I've
print
got.
is they're like a 900 page book. They go from being like
Yeah
600 or 700 pages, and then like book 2 is like 8.5, and then book 3 is like 900. So once you get to Murder of Crows or Feast of Crows or whatever it is, the 4th book, it's just brutal.
yeah
Fun fact: George R.R. Martin. His name is actually George R. Martin. It's just the type is so small between the first star and the last star that you just don't see it.
yeah
Yeah,
that's good.
yeah, it's
That
good.
was
like
good.
that.
I like that.
I enjoyed
well,
that one,
That was
but-
well crafted.
But yeah, it's just I love when people. I was sitting next to people at lunch, and they're all talking about their hopes and dreams and their interest in the story, you know, and you're just like, haven't read the books. I'm like, that's funny. I love your optimism because this
Yeah.
world is brutal. It's like, you know what the worst thing that could happen right now? It always does.
Yeah
Nothing good comes of the book unless your name is, Tyrion Lannister.
yeah
Or Jon Snow. Those are the characters like bad things happen to them, but it usually is not as bad as
the stuff going on
the
around
stuff
them.
that Caitlyn Stark makes happen by herself.
But I've enjoyed those so far. I think they're doing a really good job of like taking the imagery from the book and
Making a really
making it-
beautiful.
yeah.
It's
Like,
so
successful
pretty.
show.
Yeah.
It's really pretty.
It's really nice. Oh man, I know because it's been a couple weeks since I got to speak about that stuff, but I think that's pretty much everything. I think.
Nice, Marquise. What are you doing?
All right,
Wake it
so
up.
I watched Attack on Titan season 1.
All of it.
Or should we say Attack
season
on
1.
Titan, subtitled the most
It's
depressing
the most
anime
depressing
ever.
anime I've ever seen in my entire life,
He's watched Evangelion.
and I don't.
You don't understand the hype?
I don't.
What? You're not impressed by Attack on Titan?
It's depressing.
But it's well done though.
It's
not
well,
depressing.
it's well animated, and the story is interesting, but it's so depressing. It's like we're
It
gonna
takes
change
you-
the world.
No,
Chomp,
you're
chomp.
not.
Because it's like Game of Thrones, the
Yeah.
anime.
Yeah, that's what
where you're
it
like,
is.
I love this
It's
character.
game-
He's awesome.
Yeah,
and then he
yeah.
gets eaten.
Dead.
I'm gonna give hope to everyone. Stomp up. There's your leg.
No, here's the
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
with,
pretty much. You're like,
with the
we're
first
gonna make it somewhere. Eaten.
the first season, what they do is they very, very thoughtfully and thoroughly craft this universe that is unlike anything we've seen before. And then they basically destroy all hope. And then after they've done that, they say, "All right, now that we've destroyed your hope, we're going to build you back up. We're going to kill some of your characters.
We're going to
off
make you
little
life
by
some of
little."
these characters, and then we're going to have them.
Here's
eaten.
what they did. The first episode, they did. Guess what? This you told. Oh, you know, this nice little.
Humanity is surviving
humanity
in
survive.
this brutal
Oh,
world.
by the way, there are these giant monsters that come and eat people.
Yeah.
And
That
by the
wasn't-
way, this kid just watched his mom get eaten by one of these giant monsters.
And he does not ever forget that, ever.
No,
So,
I'm
yeah.
I'm on issue 54.
I've got to get those figures though. Have you seen the like the really nice
No, I have not.
it's like $60 Attack on Titan figures.
I believe
They're
I have.
so good.
I believe they're sweet looking. But
I believe I should Google said figures.
Yeah.
But they've set up a mystery on the
You
show.
check out,
They've set up several mysteries.
Kieran Hobby.
And that's kind of what I want to know about. What's going on with this. So that it's got some good stuff. You're like, I don't care. It's
Depressing.
Yeah.
Depressing.
It's Jerry
I started
Marquis
watching Full Metal
eyeballs.
Alchemist. Another depressing show, but not a little
Wait,
less
wait, wait,
depression.
wait.
Full Metal Alchemist
for the
isn't-
first time ever.
It's not-
Yeah.
Are you
You've
watching?
never watched it before?
I'm watching Full Metal Alchemist. I am not
you
watching
watching
Brotherhood
You're
yet.
not watching
no.
You should
Brotherhood,
watch
okay.
Brotherhood because it's closer to the manga.
But
That's the second time
you
I've
should
heard that.
definitely watch Full Metal Alchemist because it's fantastic.
It is
Yeah, it
fantastic.
is
Like
fantastic. It's-
up to a certain point, it follows the manga, and then because the manga was still being written and published at the time, it splits off because they were like, "Well, we want to finish the show because it's really popular," and the author just said, "Take it your own direction."
and actually, I thought it was pretty good.
It was good,
It was really good.
and the movie, what was it?
yeah, the
Invasion
Which
of
one?
Shambhala was really
Yeah.
good. The movie that ended the original series.
yeah, it's super good.
No, it's good. It's really good.
but,
I have that movie by the way. if you need to
So
borrow.
I'm about 4 or 5 episodes into that right now.
I love Alchemy. Alchemy's
So-
awesome.
Stick
So-
with it because it picks
It's
up.
good. Yeah.
It picks.
I mean,
way
no,
up.
the first 2 episodes really got me. The story
Yeah.
really got me of what happened and with the Elric brothers and how they have it. How they sacrificed. They lost their limbs and body because of something. The sacrifice wasn't
Bad
great
thing
enough.
They did, yeah.
They made that bad
because you
decision?
can't weigh the of a human
Yeah,
soul. So
The bad decision they made gets them so much more in the end.
In the end,
in the end, but
The ability to transmute without a circle makes the show so cool.
yeah, but the whole fact that the kid was trapped in a
trapped in an iron body.
iron body, things were kind of bad for him for a while.
He went through
They
that.
put them-
He went through that depressed part where he was like,
I was going to say something that would.
They were both.
thing,
They're
so I won't say
teenage boys. They've got feelings.
it's a good show.
I liked Full Metal Alchemist just a little bit
I
better
like the art
because
style and the
there was
animation
hope.
so much.
Yeah.
There was hope.
Well, it's got light parts. It's got more comedy.
Yeah,
It's not just.
Attack on Titan. Was
It's
just
not
like,
just the writer taking a huge, dump all over your feelings. It's like, oh man, the Attack on Titan is really like, this is what the world's like. It's just full of disappointment and sadness, and it's like, here's your pills,
yeah.
here's your antidepressants. I feel like if you buy that show, it'll come with a free prescription for antidepressants because you just watch it and you're like, the animation is so good, but it's so depressing.
Let's see what else I've been doing. Chantel's been playing Batman Arkham City, and that's probably the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Watching my sister learn how to play a video game.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it bad?
She's mastered the combat system, so I'll give her that. She can fight in the game. Now she's gonna learn how to move properly in the game. And she's still trying to get her hand-eye coordination where she can actually walk down the street walking straight.
No way. She can fight.
We're only like in the first percent of the game. We just got to the tower,
It's like drunken Batman.
so we've not gotten into the advanced fighting mechanics, fighting
good.
shields and sword guys, to advanced
It's
movements
not
like.
a good entry level game.
No.
It's really not.
But it's so much fun. I want to.
You have to learn to Mario 64 before you can Batman.
I want to I gotta get a flat screen so I can get the capture device so I can let's play this on YouTube because it's hilarious.
You should have handed her a game like, just because it's funnier. Watching someone that's not good at video games try to play something like L.A. Noire or what was it?
This was
Grand
her,
Theft Auto.
This was her choice.
Watching them drive in those games is hilarious.
This was her choice because I've got Lego games she can play. She goes, no, I want to play Batman. I'm like, you sure? Yeah, I want to play Batman.
I might get Lego tomorrow also. Lego Marvel. It's on
Yes,
sale right now.
it's awesome.
I really want to see the Lego movie. It looks good.
That game comes out tomorrow. Too.
The movie
We'll
looks
get to that later, though.
amazing.
But yeah, so I did that. I've been reading some comic books. I read Cataclysm #4. Captain America died.
Oh no!
Cataclysm was a great
Shocker.
expansion.
Oh.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Indeed.
So
It brought a lot of fun back to the game.
So yeah, so Ultimate Captain America bit it. That was some good stuff.
Poor Ultimate.
Kitty Pryde's all hopes on Kitty Pryde's shoulders right now because she's like their last ditch effort involves her. Let's see. Reading Red Superior Spider-Man is getting good. The Goblin War is coming up, and then the Goblin Nation, and which is leading to the return of Peter Parker. So
You mean the Return of Spider-Man?
yeah,
The return of actual Spider-Man.
The Return of real Spider-Man.
the return of Peter Parker is coming. So
I might start reading it then.
I'll still not read it, but I'm glad that he's not like dumb anymore. So
yeah. So what else have I been doing? I haven't been doing too much. I know I watched the Super Bowl, which was
I watched that.
that was awesome.
that whooping.
You're like,
I forgot
You're
to mention that. Yeah,
You're like, Peyton Manning's the most amazing
I
quarterback
was
ever.
rooting for the Seahawks.
I
And-
was too because
the
I
Seahawks-
hate Peyton Manning.
The Seahawks like walked in. They were just like,
Yeah, they walked in when that first play went. When they got
was
that safety, I
awesome.
was like, "It's over." I'm like,
It was
Peyton
so
Manning.
good.
His face was like,
It was so good.
he was like, "Mama, no."
"I'm choking.
he was
I'm
just
choking
like,
my brother's stadium."
Well, it just came down to it. Is the Seahawks
They
just
wanted it so bad,
yeah?
but
Because their offense was just brutal.
yeah, dude, their defense was. They were hitting people so hard,
It looked like real football again.
yeah.
Because nowadays people are like, "You can't hit that guy."
Can't hit that guy.
You can go to
I mean, the Seahawks played a really good game.
they did.
I watched the trailers, the Captain America trailer. So good.
I said I didn't see that trailer. It must have been
There was the Super Bowl trailer, and then I went online and watched the 2-minute
the
trailer.
actual trailer.
Yeah.
The actual trailer was amazing.
I didn't see
I
it.
actually watched the Maleficent trailer recently,
The,
and that was very cool.
Oh yeah, that's super good.
And then
The,
I watched the Spider-Man trailer, which was also very good.
I didn't
Yeah,
see that one.
That one was good. I did
Yeah,
watch that one.
Is it a new one?
I care more
Yeah,
about that
it's
than
the full
Captain
it's the
America.
full 2-minute trailer of the Spider-Man thing, and then
With Jamie Foxx as Electro.
he looks from the trailer he looks like he's doing a really good job.
The way he looks makes me kind of happy because it's not
looks
just some dude
kinda
in a
cool.
green yellow
They're-
suit with
they're
lightning
going
bolts
no-
on it.
I
He's
Yeah.
kinda
going
wish that
Ultimate
was
where
what
he's
it was,
just
though.
a dude made of
Stop it.
I like
got
I wish
electricity
that's what it
all over.
was.
him.
No,
I like
It's not
I like
tacky.
I
You like
yeah,
campy
yeah.
stuff. Stop it.
It's
I
not
like that they're
or
going with the
tacky.
ultimate route.
Where he's just
that
he just has energy coming off him at all times. That part in the trailer where Spider-Man's dodging
You
and
gotta
swinging
have a
around, he's just
costume.
shooting lightning at people
Costume.
Well,
Spider-Man has a costume
Living Laser doesn't have a costume.
because he's a living
Because
laser.
He's a living laser.
Exactly. Electro is now just basically energy.
That's
Well,
That's
Captain
kinda what they're
Marvel.
doing.
But,
Captain Marvel has a costume, but he's living energy.
I thought the
Well, technically, it's a
the
metal skin
commercials
that
were
keeps him
pretty
from,
decent for the Super Bowl. They were pretty good too.
Yeah, they were
There
pretty
some
good.
pretty
I didn't like Transformers.
Well, that's because Transformers sucks.
It was just Michael Bay fanfare.
I didn't see it.
Explosions.
I didn't
Also,
see
Shooting
it.
stuff.
Was it-
Grimlock looks stupid.
Oh my goodness.
Wait.
He looks
There was
horrible.
was it a trailer or a
It's
commercial?
teaser trailer.
teaser trailer.
Like
But they
30
they
seconds.
teased
showed a bunch
Grimlock.
of
Grimlock's in it?
Transformers, though.
Dude,
Oh,
the
dude,
Dinobots.
you're-
It's
Dinobots
called
are
Age
in
of
it.
Extinction for
It's
a
gonna hurt.
reason.
Look, when you see Grimlock, it's gonna hurt your soul.
Well, yeah, well, you see the other ones too. Well, what's the one?
You see Swoop.
yeah, Swoop.
Slag, Snarl,
Wait.
Sludge,
It's gonna hurt your soul.
Swoop,
Yeah, because
You're not
it-
gonna like it though.
no. Imagine if they just took like a
Paddles.
A
They
dump
took the
on all
coolest
of your
thing about
childhood-
Transformers.
Remember Paddles from the cartoon from
The
the comic
coolest
book?
thing about Transformers, and then they Michael Bay'd it.
My wife goes on. You're
yeah,
like,
pretty much.
The trailer was just
it's-
It was
it's-
Mark Wahlberg running, things blowing up, and then
It's not.
Optimus Prime riding Grimlock.
It's
With a sword and shield.
it's not a difficult. It's not a difficult thing. It's a dinosaur made out of metal.
No,
Oh, no.
This looks
Oh,
like
it's really tough.
This looks like someone scanned a dinosaur, like it scanned a T-Rex bone set. You know,
A skeleton. They made a
the
T-Rex
whole-
skeleton, and
then they filled it
throw
with-
crap all over it.
inside of it. They threw all the metal organs inside of it, like they did with
There's
all the other
organs?
Transformers. You know how
He
the
looks-
Transformers.
They
have,
look
the
like
metal
they look like the
organs or
same.
whatever.
They all look like Decepticons,
They all-
except
yeah.
Optimus Prime and Bumblebee.
Yeah.
That's it. You can't tell any of them apart except
It's not hard. One's a Triceratops. One's a Brontosaurus.
they're
one's a
all gray.
pterodactyl.
When they transform, they're all the same.
They're all because they look like someone
They
just
don't
scanned
look.
the bone.
There's no.
Well, that's
there, in
That's
the
not what
show,
we
there
want.
was the finish. You can tell who was Swoop. You can tell who was.
well, Swoop was the thin one.
You can't tell.
Oh, that's what I liked about the game Fall of Cybertron.
You know what you can tell though? Bruno Mars can put on one heck of a halftime show.
I wouldn't know.
It was really good.
Actually, it was a good halftime show. It was one of the halftime shows.
really awesome.
I wasn't embarrassed. Like, remember when Prince did the entire halftime
that
show
one was
by
good
himself?
though too.
Speaking
that
of
was
Prince,
good.
I saw
That
the
was
new
the
girl
last
with
time
Prince
it
in
was
it.
good.
That was
That was funny.
hilarious.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
He's like, eat your pancake.
that was pretty funny.
Nathan Fillion on Community. Super good.
Super hilarious.
Super hilarious.
It was okay.
I
mean,
enjoyed
it's a good
that
I
episode.
haven't
episode.
seen any of the new Community yet.
It's amazing.
Community's
It's
good.
yeah.
The original writer's back, and the show they did the first episode is called Repilot, and they basically redid the whole thing, and the show is better again.
It is. It's really good, and they did some stuff that will make you laugh. They didn't.
Well, I would hope so because it's a comedy show.
Well, it also has heart.
6 seasons in a movie.
Yeah, but
Yeah, we're gonna get 6. I think with this season we are gonna get 6 seasons. in the
we're
movie.
gonna get it
It was
back.
so good.
We're gonna get back on track.
Because this one's doing what
Stop that
this
face.
this
Stop
is doing way
it.
better than
Guys.
whatever. But
yes,
That's
it's
pretty much
doing better than Michael Fox show.
yeah,
Well,
which
that got canceled.
And the Michael Fox show got canceled.
Yeah. They just
This
announced
week,
it
just
today.
announced today.
What?
Yeah,
What? Sean Saves the World.
canceled.
I figured.
Yep, because it sucked.
It sucked.
Yep.
They both sucked.
As long as
They
they
had
don't-
laugh tracks.
As
Yeah.
long as they don't cancel
Like,
Bob's
come
Burgers,
on.
I'll be okay.
No,
Bob's
that's
Burgers.
good.
Bob's Burgers is an awesome show.
Burgers is
Sometimes
good.
I take it.
American Dad's moving to TBS.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Family Guy's good.
There's only
Still-
room for Family Guy and Simpsons.
Yeah, I
Everything-
would rather The Simpsons go personally.
No!
No, let's keep.
Oh, a world without The Simpsons is not a world I want to be in.
They keep talking
I would
about
rather
doing one
watch
last
Futurama.
season. Well,
They've been talking about doing one last season for the last
10
10
years.
years.
Yeah.
no, it was dangerously close. Like the 23rd season. Was
That
gonna
would
be
be
the
like
last
losing
one.
South Park, and it's just not acceptable.
Yeah, Simpsons been around longer than South Park.
I know.
Arrow's good. They've released a lot of
Arrow's
shows.
good.
Rain is on the bubble.
Dude.
Tomorrow People's canceled.
You can't tell me the last couple of Arrows were good when Slade shows up in the armor with the face
That was
mask and
amazing.
stuff.
That
I
was-
was like,
Pretty beast.
I just blew my.
That's pretty much what I've been doing. I have to see the new Arrow. I haven't seen that yet. I've been watching the Blacklist. I have to see the new episode of the Blacklist.
Blacklist is good.
Oh my
The
goodness.
Blacklist.
So Red is like the best bad guy ever.
Redding.
But yeah, that's pretty much what I was doing. Nathan,
Yeah, what you
what
been
have you been doing?
What have you been doing?
Well, I
Nate's
grabbed
brought
a
show
book.
and tell.
Yeah, because I forgot what I did. First off, I watched Justice League War.
I want to watch that.
And guess what? It's actually pretty good. Now,
I want to watch it.
Flashpoint was amazing.
Here's the
watch
thing.
it.
There's one down point to it. Two. The voice acting is not stellar.
Really?
Second, yeah, I was kind of disappointed. They got a lot of B actors.
Who
You
does the
would-
voice of Batman?
It's
Is it not
Kevin
good?
Conroy.
it's
If
no,
it's not Conroy, then Batman's not in the film. He doesn't
he's
even
okay.
show up.
Bruce
Well, this is
Greenwood
New
does a good
52.
job in
It's
Young
not
Justice.
but it's not
Okay,
Bruce Greenwood.
that's for Greenwood.
It's the guy. All right. Did you guys watch Terra Nova?
Yes,
Okay, the
was
guy
a
that
cool
was the
show.
dad.
it was like time travel, but with dinosaurs.
The guy that was the dad on that show.
Yeah,
That's who does Batman.
that's not bad.
No, he does an okay job. It's just that some of the other ones, like Hal Jordan.
Who does Hal Jordan?
I don't remember.
Not Nathan
Why is
Fillion.
then it's
Yeah.
not?
Yeah.
Why does Hal Jordan? It's like Hal Jordan. Apparently, Hal Jordan
It's
and
New
Batman did not
52.
show up to the movie.
Well, also they got the girl that does stuff sometimes in the movies. I can't think of anything she's done. The movie with Shia LaBeouf where
Michelle Monaghan. She's
Michelle
Wonder
Monaghan.
Woman.
Yeah, she does
uh,
Wonder Woman, and she kind of is not amazing,
Is it
but
the
not
same-
bad.
They couldn't get who was it?
Carrie Russell.
Or Gina Torres who did Superwoman and
Yeah, either of them
Really?
would have been better.
And-
what
yeah.
about Shazam?
Shazam actually, whoever does him does a good job.
Okay,
But
Superman.
not. No, he does a good job because it's.
and did they get did Kari Brown for the original Teen Titans to do Cyborg or no?
No, it's a new
Is
actor.
it, is it the same cyborg
But it's-
from Flashpoint? Because that guy was not good.
No, totally different.
they need-
It's like Warner Brothers. You have a cyborg.
I don't remember.
Warner Brothers, you have a solid team of voice actors.
It's Shamar
Get
Moore and then Justin Kirk.
Shamar Moore's in it. He's not a bad actor.
he did okay. It's just it's supposed to be like like an 18-year-old guy, and he sounds like he's.
Speaking
40.
of Criminal Minds, which Shamar Moore is on, Thomas Gibson is going to do Deathstroke and Batman and Batman and Son, the movie. The next
I was
movie
gonna say
coming
that
out.
was the thing I saw.
I
saw
heard
a trailer for Batman
this-
and Son.
he
which
sounds
looks
like
amazing.
Deathstroke. So I was like, yeah. But-
I like Deathstroke with an accent in Arrow.
The other thing,
He's just evil. He's like, it's like I thought you were. He's like he's one of my best friends, after I tear down everything around him and kill everyone that is important to him, I will drive an arrow into his eye. And I was like, I love this show.
No, that was awesome.
Such a good line.
What's his face? Alan Tudyk, Wash from Firefly, I believe, is Superman, and does actually a pretty good job because he's got that humor and cockiness to him that the New 52
Because
Superman
he's a younger Superman.
Exactly. So
Where
overall,
it's that Superman that's like, hey, Wonder
Oh,
Woman.
and
what's up?
Rosenbaum on IGN this week called out Warner Brothers, was like, hey, look, if you want me to, I'm here. I'm cheap. I will do Flash for you.
yeah, he would.
He called out Bruce Timm and Andrew Romano. Was like, I'll do Flash. Just
He's
stop calling people. Because Greg
Yeah,
Miller asked him.
the guy that did Flash is not so good either.
Yeah. Okay, well, continue.
Well, I just want to say the animation quality is not amazing. So,
It's not?
Well,
No.
I was watching on Blu-ray on 1080p TV, and sometimes I'm like, ooh. Otherwise, though, it's a good movie.
Flashpoint was a great movie.
I don't know why this wasn't as pretty. But, all right, so moving on from that, Marquise's Christmas gift. It was, let's see, Ends of the Earth's Amazing Spider-Man. Not what I thought it would be, and really good. I enjoyed it. I like the spider armor that he came up with. Peter Parker's like, I need to get better at this. I need to, be prepared for whatever the Fantastic Four. I'm sorry, Sinister Six threw at me. I literally brought Chantel. It was good. I liked it a lot.
The artwork is pretty good.
Oh no, it's amazing.
It looks very
Moving on from that, because
good.
still got like 5
That's
other
amazing.
things. Young Avengers, Volume 2. Marquise peeked at the last thing show and tell I had. Young Avengers Volume 2, it's really good. It's very multiverse-centric, and I think that they're going to some cool places. Loki is one of the members, and
That's cool cover art. I like that.
I know, it's awesome, right? Because it's showing like the different reality
Yeah.
versions of the different Avengers.
I think
And,
that's really neat.
I like that team.
I like how they have Hawkeye, this the young lady Hawkeye, in one of the alternate realities. Straight up, it's a dude. So yeah, what's that guy's name? Not Sync, but Prodigy. Now that's the same. Is that the same Prodigy that was a slinger, or is that a different one?
That was a what?
Slinger. Remember the Slingers? They were the aliases for Spider-Man when he was running around.
No.
But it just so happens that they're both named Prodigy.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
His Prodigy, his mutant power was before he lost his powers. Was he could anything he learned, he retained that knowledge, and he could. So when M Day happened, he lost his powers, but the Stepper Cuckoos unlocked his mind where everything he had learned, he had access to.
So basically, he's like the what is it from Chuck? The
Intersect?
He's Intersect. Yeah.
he's basically the Intersect at this point. He can't get anything new though, so he can't get updates.
But he's learned enough from like training with Beast and Wolverine. Like he knows he knows stuff. He's one of the smartest guys. One of the smartest kids in the Marvel universe.
And then the last thing for show and tell. This is something I forgot I had ordered, and it came in. The Planetary Omnibus.
I still want to read Planetary. I have not.
What is that?
Okay, this is a DC book. It's 27 issues. They did it for a while, stopped, started back up. It does actually intersect with some mainstream DC characters at some points, but basically it's about 3 characters. I'm not super far into it, as you can tell by my bookmark, but it's about 3 characters, and then they have a 4th man who funds everything, and they are Planetary. That's the name of the organization.
Okay.
And it's kind of like X-Files style. It starts off with them recruiting a member. All right, it's an old guy. He's about 100 years old, but he doesn't look that old. He looks like he's about 43, something like that. He's got white hair, wears a white suit, and has the ability to control temperature around him and can make things cold. So they haven't really done anything else with it yet. There's a woman in here. I suddenly forget her name, but she is super fast and super strong. Like ridiculously fast and strong. Like we're talking almost Superman levels. And then there's the drummer, and the drummer is a tech head who can talk to computers and actually can basically talk to energy. So whether it's tech or mystical or whatever, you find out that, oh no, he really knows what he's doing. What else? They find this thing. There's a find, I should say, and it's a World War II vet who also is basically immortal because he's like Captain America quality, except instead of having the ability to just be strong and run fast and be a super athlete, he actually has the ability to control his his molecules, and he can regenerate cells. Okay, but it takes him time. He has to think about it. Well, he got shot and mortally wounded. So you think, but he didn't die. What happened was they turned on a computer that they created in the 40s, and it was very powerful. We're talking like a cabal of like Illuminati who decided, we're going to make this. Guess what? It's too powerful, and it creates this, what looks like a snowflake, but you know how snowflakes, each one's different? This is a snowflake made of snowflakes, but each snowflake is a parallel universe. And that's caused problems. So the book starts going into that. Things are affecting it. It's kind of like Fringe, how they're like, it's the fringe events. Well, the snowflake thing is the fringe events. So it's pretty cool. Lots of action, some hilarity. It's actually written by Warren Ellis, who is an amazing writer. And then the art is by John Cassaday. Hey, Steve, look at this art. What do you think?
John Cassie does amazing work.
It's good looking.
He did the not Avengers, but the Astonishing X-Men. Was it Astonishing?
Yes.
Okay, Astonishing X-Men series for the first run, which is on the Omnibus, which is Joss Whedon.
Probably
now,
one of the greatest X-Men runs
of
in
all
a
time.
very long time. Of all time, yeah.
Now, I read X-Men Battle of the Atom recently, and that was good, but then reading this makes me think, wow, this was amazing. I read the New Avengers, most recent, collection, or first set for that, the trade one. It's good, it's Illuminati, it's multiverses, but in a way that blows your mind. Captain America accidentally destroyed the Infinity Gauntlet and all the gems. I'll just leave it there. Marquise is nodding his head and how awesome that is. And then, what else? I watched Arrow last night. It was absolutely amazing. I will say this. Talia al Ghul is not in this show. Also, the League of Assassins is in the show, and Ra's al Ghul is mentioned many times. But they do have his other daughter, who is almost never used in the Batman books, Nyssa al Ghul. And let me tell you, it's shocking how they use her, but awesome. Secondly, I watched S.H.I.E.L.D., Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. this week. Who watched that?
Not gonna lie, I haven't watched Shield since
Okay.
since the break.
You guys ready for some spoilers? You guys good for that? You cool for that? Are you ready for a reason to watch The Shield?
Dude, you know me and spoilers. So whatever, give it to me.
All right, Eli, you okay with this?
Sure.
All right, so you remember the guy from the very first episode? He was on Angel for a while. I can't remember his name, but
J. August Richards.
thank you. He was given all his tech, becomes a super soldier more or less. It's kind of crazy. You're like, well, I don't really care. After a while, you're just like, I don't care. There was an episode on a bridge where there was an explosion. He tried to save Agent Coulson. Coulson gets kidnapped, and J. August Richards' character is Mike, I think, is also eventually kidnapped. And you're like, what is going on? Well, they did a thing to him. Did you see the Eye episode where they had the eyeball explosion death thing?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
They put one of those in him and give him commands. Well, he still has his superhuman strength and not going to say near, but he's less vulnerable than most humans. Well, now they're like, well, what are we going to do with him? I don't know. His leg is destroyed. One of his arms is messed up. Do you know what they do? They attach this thing on him. It's like a weird nanotech thing. It's just like a circle, like a ring, basically. And then it creates a leg. And it's like the latest thing. And do you know what it says on the side?
I know this already.
Deathlock program.
Uh,
He
the
is
first,
Deathlock.
He's the first Deathlock, yeah.
So I was like, what? No.
Deathlock, huh?
Deathlock. The crazy
Wow.
cyborg guy.
Yeah. My friend Ryan is like super into Deathlock.
Well, then he needs to start watching the show.
Yeah, I have to tell him about that.
It makes sense because now that his face is all burnt and on the side, and then he's got this tech coming on. I'm like, dude, this totally works. I love it. They said they're going to start shooting a ton of new. I'm sorry, they're going to start using a ton of new things. Even Stan Lee is like, you guys need to use more superheroes.
He was in the last episode, by the way.
He was in the last episode. And you know what else happened in the last episode? Sky got shot and is almost dead. So
Good.
I thought you'd enjoy that. Like the last scene is like her basically 2 breaths away from death, but she's
not gonna die.
She's not gonna die. Just watching her die might give you some joy though, in a sick, sad way. What is wrong with you?
Well, I just don't like that character. I think she's terrible.
I think they're trying to rework it.
Sif is coming.
Sif is coming. What was it?
The sister, Lorelai, the sister of the Enchantress, is coming too.
Bill Paxton is coming, and also the event.
Wait. Did you just say
Dude,
Bill
Paxton?
that just reeks of awesomeness.
Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton is
I
coming.
might
Game
have to
over,
start-
man.
He's gonna
Game
be,
over.
He's
Might
going to be
have to
at
start
least
watching that show.
one episode.
That
he's-
might not be the whole reason to watch that show.
But no, there's some good stuff happening right now. The whole show isn't amazing, but the last 3 episodes have kicked it up a notch. I enjoy it thoroughly. This is just in spite of the other shows that we're watching. But yeah, the other thing I watched was, yes, I did watch the New Girl Super Bowl episode, but you know what was way better than that?
The Brooklyn Nine-Nine Super Bowl episode.
Oh my goodness! I fell asleep right after
awesome.
after New Girl.
So good.
Should I ruin the special guests? Or at least the one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so they go. They have to go to a celebrity auction in New York. All right, I think there's a lot of famous people in New York, and what was it? What's the guy's name? Andy, the main character's
Andy Samberg.
Andy Samberg gets up on stage, and he doesn't have to, but to get a better eye because they're looking for a thief. Pretends to be the auctioneer, and he does the worst job. It's so hilarious. And then you hear someone say, "You're terrible at this. You're awful." And do you know who it was? Adam Sandler. Like he says, "Listen," and he goes, "Adam Sandler?" He's like, "Who wants to pay to see me make him eat a sock?" So he gets up on stage. He's like, "You," and who was the football player? I forgot. It wasn't Joe Namath. It was. Anyways, but yeah, there's a really famous football player that's like, "I'll
Yeah, it
pay."
was Broadway Joe.
Was it Joe Namath? I'm just crazy.
Well, he was in there, wasn't he? He was up on the roof, wasn't he? He was, like,
He
when
might
he
have
met the
been.
dude on the roof,
Might have been.
wasn't he? Or well, am I thinking something else? I'm thinking
I
something
don't.
else.
I don't remember, but it was really good. It's an amazing episode, just hilarious. And then the episode they had after that was also really good because that show is amazing. It's
Oh
one
yeah,
of
I
those
was thinking
shows-
of something else. They did a thing with Broadway Joe before the Super Bowl, like with Rob Riggle and everybody.
Dude,
That's
that
what
was
I thinking.
hilarious.
That was funny. That was super funny.
And Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris showed up. That was so good.
But yeah, that show is outstanding. It's killing it night after night after night. I watched Saturday Night Live this past week. It had Melissa McCarthy, who has 2 modes. Either
God.
she's fatty falling down or angry fatty. So that's it. She's like, "I'm going to punch you in the face," or
she's riding that McCarthy's name to nowhere.
Yeah, it's not so good. I'm not really a big fan of hers, but they had some good moments. It was Seth Meyers' last Weekend Update because he's going to now
Oh, yeah, he's
replace
doing-
Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon, who's replacing
Jimmy-
Jimmy now.
So good though.
Tonight's Leno's last night.
Yep. And fun fact, I don't know if this is true. I don't know if you guys heard this. I heard that over in Sochi, because one dog ran out during practice of the Olympic Games inaugural thing, they killed 7,000 stray dogs. I don't know if that's true or not.
I would say it's probably not.
I would say it's probably true because
I
the
would say
Russians
it's
are
true.
crazy like that.
They are so insane that it doesn't surprise me if it's true.
I don't know.
Well, they're just, the Russians are like, it's just a dog. And then we're like, but dogs are people! So I wouldn't exactly
All right.
put it past them if that happened.
All right,
That's
guys.
all I'm
so,
saying.
That's the majority. Oh, and I've been playing Saints Row 4, which is amazing, and then a little bit of DayZ when I can. Squeeze it in
I
there.
got that. I still haven't been able to get it work properly. But when
Uh,
it does work properly, it will be amazing.
Talk to Justin because there's actually like 10 things you need to do, and he didn't even tell me until
And
like.
this is why I did not join in on this game.
And also,
I've just
and-
been
It
spending-
doesn't sound fun.
I've just been spending the rest of my time playing Hearthstone. So.
okay, would you like to
Yeah,
play a
Hearthstone.
game that is basically like The Walking Dead but has a lot of crafting
Can't wait
elements?
till the iPad.
That's basically like The Walking Dead, but awesome.
Dude, whenever-
I like
that's
The
what the
Walking
game
Dead.
is.
Once there's an iPad and iPhone version of Hearthstone, it's over with. I don't need any other games. That's the only one I'm gonna play on this.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
I actually
so
wish there was more heroes. I'm kind of bored with the ones that we
give
have.
it time.
Oh, there will be.
I want
There'll
a
be
Death
plenty.
Knight theme
Settle
deck.
down.
So
Sorry.
There's not a monk. I mean, come
There's
on.
no
You know
monk.
it's coming. You know it's coming.
There's been a lot of. I guess are we moving on?
yeah, we're moving on to the news, guys. I wanted to talk about real quick Philip Seymour Hoffman passing away this past weekend.
Super sad.
Very
Super
sad and
sad.
tragic.
Very heroin filled, but super sad.
Yeah, dude. Seriously, say no to drugs, kids. I don't understand why that's hard, but yeah, I don't care how difficult your life is. Just don't. All right? Vices are bad. Go run a mile or something.
Go
you
play a
know.
video game. I mean, that's.
Well, yeah, video
Play
game.
a video game.
Go
with,
get help.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that
Get
was
help.
just terrible.
That's all I can say. Get help, man.
We're not even gonna do a moment of silence because really, it's sad, but
It's sad, but at the same time, it's
He
Yeah.
he made a choice, and
he had a problem. Decided I'm gonna buy 10 giant bags of heroin
It was
and
way more than that. It was like
They found
50
like
bags.
like
I don't
50
know.
they
bags
found
of
like
heroin.
23 or something, like empty ones and a whole bunch of full ones, and it's like I'm gonna buy a garbage bag full of heroin, and there we go.
It's just insane. Anyways, moving on.
Sucks.
Let's talk about the top 10 at the box office. Marquise.
okay. Ride Along was number one with 92. With $12 million. So wow, still kicking. So far the total is $92 million they made. So there's definitely gonna be a sequel because it cost $25 million to make. So, Frozen number two with $8.9 million.
Movie's good.
Number three is That Awkward Moment. That's the new Zac
Awkward.
Efron, Miles Teller, and Michael B. Jordan, who, coincidentally enough, Miles Teller and Michael B. Jordan are frontrunners to be Torch and Mr. Fantastic in the Fantastic Four movie.
Oh, I gotta say this real quick. I did watch over the weekend Fruitvale Station. Wow. Powerful, hard. Marquise, you watched that yet?
No.
Wow. Anyways, so good.
But yeah, so, that was number three with $8.7 million, which basically made its money back because it took us $8 million to make. The Nut Job was number four with $7.2 million.
That did not make his money back.
Yeah, it did.
What?
It cost $42 million to make and made $49 million.
Wow. Okay.
Number five was Lone Survivor with $7 million. Number six was Jack Ryan's Shadow Recruit, which bombed. And that's at $5.3 million. Someone tell Chris Pine he's only good for one role, and that's Captain Kirk.
Dude, all right. Chris Pine is not a bad actor. It's just that people, there's enough spy stuff out there that just saying, Jack Ryan, you have to have something fantastic. And Some of All Fears was okay, but this movie just...
There's no Jack Ryan like the Harrison Ford Jack Ryan.
Exactly. What's the next thing we want from the Tom Clancy, collection?
Splinter Cell.
Exactly.
Yeah, just forget.
He can be a side character in that.
I only want Splinter Cell if Michael Ironside.
Shut your face. Shut your face.
Easy.
Okay, that looks more. That Grimlock doesn't look awful. It looks kind of like a dragon, though. I don't like that.
Yeah.
It looks like a Tyrannosaurus, but it has horns, which doesn't make any sense. And what's supposed to be Swoop has two heads.
Steve, if you guys, Steve just found a picture of Grimlock from Transformers, and I can hear the soul hurting a little bit. Not too much, but it's hurting.
Because Grimlock, I played Fall of Cybertron, and they should have just made the whole game about Grimlock, where you could have had Grimlock saves the day and destroys the Decepticons. I would have bought that game immediately.
No. Number 7 was Labor Day with $5.1 million.
I tried.
Number 8 was American Hustle with $4.1 million. Number 9 was I, Frankenstein with $3.7. That bombed bad.
Well, that movie looked bad to begin with. It looked like a different flavor of Van Helsing.
Actually, it's a different flavor of Underworld because the guy that made it is the guy that made Underworld.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, well...
I hear they're in the same universe.
Oh, great.
That'd actually be kind of cool.
It's like Frankenstein. Now we're gonna fight. We're gonna fight between demons and gargoyles.
And it's going to be demons, gargoyles, vampires.
And
And werewolves.
Okay,
Nice.
awesome.
Underworld. It's like
Underworld.
what else? It's like what else can we rip off of White Wolf?
Frankie Nine World.
Everything.
Yeah.
Number 10 was The Wolf of Wall Street with $3.4 million.
You know, I really wanted that to be a really good werewolf movie, but it was just meh.
There was some other news, like movie news, like Evangeline
Come on, a
Lilly's,
stockbroker werewolf?
the
That'd
front
be
runner to be
amazing.
the female lead in Ant-Man. The Rock hinted at being Jon Stewart, Green Lantern.
You
Wait,
know,
what?
The Rock might be Jon Stewart.
Nope.
He's
Yeah.
too big. It might
He's
be.
not black enough. He's Samoan. Jon
kinda-
Stewart is a black man.
He's half black, half Samoan.
He's kind of racist. A little bit.
No, it's not racist.
I-
just-
There's going to be a Birds of Prey episode of Arrow.
It just means he's not racially
which
motivated.
is pretty cool because
They
Arrow's
just
pretty
want they just want Jon Stewart
Wait.
to make it make
good. Who's the other one?
the Rock to put a
It'll
baby.
be Huntress and Canary, and they'll probably use Felicity as Oracle.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I knew that they were going to bring back the Huntress. Yeah, apparently everyone wants some of Ollie, and that's becoming ever so clear this last episode.
Oh, Nessa wants him too now?
No.
I know Sarah wants him, and I know Felicity wants him, and we all know Laurel wants him.
Yeah. So, well, basically they were just kind of like,
And
you know,
and
egging
with,
that
and,
on.
and with Huntress coming back, she wants him. So yeah.
well, I tell
that's-
you, Nissa definitely does not want him.
Oh, I heard about that. I heard
There you go.
about
See,
that.
I don't know. Did they do anything with I gotta figure. I gotta see the new episode of Arrow.
Emily Rossum is rumored
Emmy.
to be Emily, whatever she's rumored to be Miss
Fantastic.
Miss Fantastic.
I don't.
Also, they want to
Fantastic
cast Doctor Doom as a female.
I
Can't see that movie now. First they miscast the Human Torch, and then they're gonna make Doctor Doom a female. That movie is gonna get thrown out the
Seriously,
window.
I don't want to watch this movie because it's like every time they touch it, it sounds worse. Like we gotta change it. We gotta change it. Like no,
It's like
just
they were like,
boring.
Michael Bay, how can we make the Fantastic Four better? Explosions! Well, first I have this great idea. We're going to make the Ninja Turtles aliens from outer space. And all of a sudden everyone's like, what? And then I'm going to cast Megan Fox as April O'Neil. And they're like, well, we know that you've made these groundbreaking decisions on such a time-aged and loved character. How would you improve the Fantastic Four? I would make the Human Torch
First of all,
not really
I'll
Sue
cast
Storm's
Megan
brother,
Fox as Doctor Doom.
and then I would make Doctor Doom a female. And you're like, well, what?
You are
Megan
talking,
Fox
we are
will
talking
actually
about
play Dr. Doom
Zack
in
Snyder,
season
so
four.
it's not that far. We're not. That's not far down the choo-choo train of
That's not Zack Snyder. It's the guy that did
directed. Who's directing Man of Steel 2? I mean Justice League. I mean Trinity.
No.
Yeah.
He's talking about what was it? Fantastic Four though.
Oh.
Yeah, no. Man of Steel. You're going ahead, but you're talking about Jesse Eisenberg being Lex Luthor,
yeah.
and who might not actually be a multi-trillionaire.
Yeah, maybe like a street kid with tattoos, like a street punk kind
and
of.
a shaved head.
Nope.
Yeah.
Can't see that movie either.
Yeah, it's like no,
You're like,
we
I'm going
don't.
to take this idea of this movie and throw it out.
And Spider-Man, BJ
Call
Novak is going to be
Rosenbaum.
Alistair Smythe, so we might get a Spider. So we're going to get the Spider Slayer.
Okay,
pretty
that
cool.
Actually, hold on, because Amazing Spider-Man was not an amazing film, but it was an all right.
It was really
a
good.
pretty good. It was a pretty good Spider-Man film. It had its
Yeah.
moments and its plot holes, but I actually saw the previews for that sequel, and I'm like, I'm gonna watch that because it looks awesome.
Yeah. So,
And now, I mean, because it's another point that DC is just bombing in the movie department. They have
Yeah.
no idea what they're doing. They're like, you know what? We'll take Lex Luthor, one of the smartest characters of the DC universe that has been established for, I don't know, 50 years or more. And you know what? We're gonna make him. We're gonna do a reboot, and we're gonna re-envision to make him hip and popular with the new kids. He's gonna be a street kid,
Facebook.
and then
why
we're
would you
going
do
to-
that? He played Mark Zuckerberg, who is the closest thing this world has to Lex Luthor. Mark Zuckerberg is Lex Luthor.
I don't know if you put Bill Gates in the movie,
I
it might
don't
work
think
out.
he's like an evil.
No, he's not. But
He's not like an evil corporate, like overlord.
And he doesn't have
This is,
robots.
like
he doesn't have robots yet.
secretly into like government contracts and like kidnapping
Yeah, tell that to
people.
the NSA.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how's that data going?
Yeah,
It's
how's that
all
data? How's that data
being
filtering
monitored.
going? That
You-
that's
you-
Everybody
not
wants
being
to know
monitored.
anything, can know anything. So who cares?
Okay, well, let's
I'm
go up
just
to
saying,
politics.
like,
Anyway,
No,
they also cast this week the Iris West for the Flash TV show.
Which
Which
I'm actually looking forward to the
she
Flash
looks
TV show.
gorgeous. Don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just
Candace
saying.
Patton from the game, from the TV show, the game.
The Flash.
Though
TV
the West
show?
family, by the way, will be black. So that's a big thing right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say Wally West would then be
Sorry, Al.
Wally West. Pushing it closer and closer. Wally West, but then it's gonna be like what, 12? No, he's gotta be like 5 years old or something. Like he can't be of any age that's significant. So, because the guy that's playing Barry Allen is only like 15. It looks like so.
He looks like he's like 20 something.
He's like 24 or something like that, but he's not very old. So
Which is good because then you don't want to You don't want to have a Smallville syndrome where an actor that's like 35 playing an 18-year-old kid.
But we
Or Power
also,
Rangers for that matter, because it shows.
but also with that show though, or with the Flash, Barry Allen is supposed to be like what, like 30, because late 20s at least, and he's a rugged dude. That's all I'm saying. He's not supposed to be like a wussy guy. Like
But yeah, so
Twilight.
that's an I like that casting choice.
I don't know.
No, she's great. Just other stuff.
I don't know. I used to watch the Flash TV series back in the day, and this is a huge step forward.
Yeah, it's a pretty huge step forward.
Yeah.
If it's going to be anything like Arrow, then I will watch it all the
yeah.
time.
That's such a good show.
Just last bit of news, real quick. That they're gonna produce DMZ from Brian Wood as a sci-fi series, and they're going ahead with Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg. They're gonna produce Preacher adaptation for AMC.
DMZ,
pretty cool.
DMZ.
So that's pretty much what I got. I wonder if Easy's got anything.
Video games.
There are video games coming out, you guys.
You're full of poo.
I don't believe that. That's garbage.
Poo.
Tomorrow, today, sometime
Sometime in the near
tomorrow,
future,
Friday the 8th.
a mere
Friday,
hours,
7th.
mere hours from
Oh,
now,
yeah, it's
Bravely Default for the 3DS.
gonna be good.
what's
Also, the
It's-
Lego Movie video game available for everything.
Lego Movie looks good. The movie
it's
itself,
already on my
Uh,
phone. I didn't buy it.
the movie itself looks amazing.
It looks very
Next
cute.
week,
I'm gonna see it.
on the 11th, Lightning Returns Final Fantasy 13 for Xbox 360 and PS3. Looks pretty fantastic.
If you like bad games.
A PS Vita release. Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc.
That sounds cool.
So
it has like 3 or 4 words that I actually enjoy.
also for the Vita, Tokiden, The Age of Demons. Looks like it might be pretty interesting. Wolfang, a PS1 import. That looks like a pretty good one. I'm kind of interested in that one. One Piece Romance, One Piece Romance Dawn, the Dawn of the Adventure.
We're gonna take the One Piece and just throw it out there.
That's for the 3DS.
There we go.
Then we have Super Mario Brothers Deluxe for 3DS eShop. That'll be kind of cool. And World of Tanks, the Xbox 360 edition, should be available on the 12th
That game is so
on
much
the
fun.
Xbox Game Store.
And it's frustrating.
But that's what we're looking at for the next week, guys. So there are actually games coming out in 2014. This is where it starts.
And I wanted to bring up just because.
Oh, and this week Fable, the
Anniversary.
Fable Anniversary Edition came out.
Oh, is he gonna make more empty promises he can't fulfill?
Well, no, it's just the first game.
It's
in
the
high
first
def.
game.
Yeah,
Oh,
in high def. That's all it is.
so
Actually,
They remastered a lot of it.
they remastered. They
the
changed
game
controls,
itself was fun.
so they made it
for the
more.
It's a
whole-
fantastic game.
The whole 3 hours that it was worth, yeah.
I played it for like 40
You can beat
hours.
that game in 2.5 hours.
Well,
Yeah, but I played it for like 40.
all right, that brings up one thing.
And then they brought out the Lost Chapters, which gave you the real ending, which was awesome.
I believe this includes the Lost Chapters
I'm
now?
pretty sure it
I
has
love
all
the-
the
I would imagine
DLC.
the platinum armor and the really sweet looking
Yeah.
sword. It was just, I mean, don't get me wrong. I loved Fable. I just hated how you played the game for 4 hours and your character ended up being like 65 years old.
Now the other
So
thing
dumb.
is they had what was it?
They both scorned though.
Some new news with video games. People are complaining
Yeah.
about the length of Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes.
Ground Zeroes. Okay, so Ground Zeroes is a prologue to Metal Gear Solid 5. It is Hideo Kojima releasing a part of the overall experience of Metal Gear Solid 5 to tide fans over.
Because the game's not close to
Because the
being
game's
done.
not going to be done until
So
it's not coming out
basically-
till next
It's basically
year.
saying
Here's a little bit of stuff.
Here's
now,
a convoluted story segment.
you
to
can
whet your
play
whistle.
through the critical path of this game, this $40 retail release or $30 digital download for PS4 and Xbox One, or $30 and $20 for last gen systems.
Yeah.
But so we're $40 because honestly, I like discs.
I would buy.
So it's
the
a $40 game. So it's budget priced,
Right,
but it is a AAA title.
but
But
it is.
it is about an hour and a half long.
I've heard 2 hours, but
So you're paying $40
Hour and a half to
bucks
2
for
hours.
2 hours of.
But that's not necessarily like that's just critical path. You didn't replay it. You didn't try anything different.
right.
And Kojima's saying that like this game is all about like replaying it different ways because like it's more of a simulation than anything before it has been, where like the AI behaves pretty advanced. Light works in a more advanced way, sound works in a more advanced way. So replayability in the way you're completing the objectives is going to be the way this is, and then there's like a time attack mode where you can compete against other people. Mm-hmm. So, it sounds like there's going to be enough to it that would warrant saying, okay, I want to go ahead and pay $40 for this. I'm going to get it because I completely love Metal Gear Solid, and I'm itching to play this thing, and that's the only way I'm going to be able to do it. Mm-hmm. I bought Zone of the Enders to play the Metal Gear Solid 2 demo, so I'm buying this game.
I remember
Although-
doing that.
Zone of the
Although
End.
Zone of the Enders ended up being fantastic.
It's 2, man. Oh man,
Zone of the Enders 2 was so good.
By the way, that's available on Amazon HD edition for the 360 for like $13.
It's amazing. Well, I want a third Zone of the Enders game because
I do too, and
Yeah.
maybe someday Kojima will be
because with the
blessing us with that.
with
I don't know.
the hardware that we have nowadays in the graphic industry,
Be amazing.
It
Be
would
amazing.
On the 4th gen console, it would be the most amazing game.
4th gen.
There's way more gens than
Yeah,
that.
we're like 8.
Well, we're
Just
on
say
the
current gen.
Yeah,
we're
current
current gen console, whatever.
We're current gen
We're
now.
in PS4, Xbox One. Anyway, but if we had it on that hardware, the graphics would look so good.
Oh, it'd be so nice.
and it would
it'd be
look
ridiculous.
so amazing. And you could do like multiplayer too, like they did in the second game.
Yes.
So much fun.
You can do so much stuff with it.
The Order 1866, or is that the right year?
Who cares?
18, whatever. The Order.
Yeah.
Year insert here. They came out and said that game is not going to have any type of multiplayer. Fine, I don't care. I hate multiplayer when they tack it on anyway.
I can agree. Tactile multiplayer.
Give me a single player game over a multiplayer game any day of the week because I don't have friends that are consistently online. They also then said that it's only going to run at 30 frames a second.
Wait, what?
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. So welcome to the next gen, guys, where you can enjoy all your games at 30 frames per second instead of 60.
You know that. Here's why I thought that was very interesting because of the whole
Because
the PS4
they
and all the
decided to
frames
not.
per second.
They decided not to make the systems powerful enough and go ahead and release them, and now you get 30 frames per second games.
Yeah, it's
Granted, the systems have been out for a whopping 3 months.
Hold on.
Almost 3 months.
yeah, almost 3 months.
Almost 3 months, both of them have been out.
It's a sign of
But at the
disappointment,
same
folks.
time, you've been working on this stuff. You've known the hardware specs for a long time.
Yeah, especially the PS4.
Sacrifice a little bit on the graphical side, maybe.
Push the frame rate back up.
Push the frame rate back up a little bit. Maybe take the anti-aliasing down a little bit. There are things you can do. Lower, make it only run in 720p native, and then upscale to 1080. You can do stupid crap like
No,
that.
they can't
that
get away with
people are
doing that
still-
because then they always
Yeah,
crap
'cause
on
people
Xbox
are- yeah.
One. They're like, oh, look at the Xbox One, it's 720p.
Well,
about
Xbox
the order-
One, like the Xbox One versions of games are kind of blowing it. Like Assassin's Creed on PS4 versus Xbox One, kind of disappointing the way that the PS4 is
I thought
very
Assassin's
clearly
Creed was
superior.
disappointing no matter what. So
Buzzingo.
What else? I had something
Yeah, I
else.
know. Suck it.
don't
I had
care
something
about
else.
pirates.
Oh, there's Xbox One dashboard updates
Yeah.
are finally making their way. They're going to add a battery indicator, guys, so you can tell when your controller needs charging
So
or
stupid.
batteries replaced.
That was one of my biggest
How?
complaints.
I thought
They're also going to add data management,
I
so you can
thought-
see how much space you've used up
And also
delete things.
stuff that makes sense where
so that you can delete games and items that you've installed instead of just having them permanently there forever and you can't do anything
you mean
about
stuff
it.
that
Well, until they get pushed off.
you mean
Until they
for
get
whatever
pushed
reason.
you mean
off or
stuff that I could do normally with my
Oh
PlayStation
yeah,
3 back in the day.
regular type things.
Or,
Well,
you know,
I could do with my Xbox 360.
when my
but,
computer starts, when my controller starts to die,
mean
it
basic
blinks
things.
and it says controller needs to be plugged
Yeah.
in. So I go, oh, and plug it in.
They're
Yeah.
also going to, they're working on improvements to Party Chat, which has been abysmal since launch.
I wouldn't know.
They're fixing that stuff.
You know, like, 'cause
Game
only two
Chat and
people I
Party
know
Chat
have
they've been bad. They've been not
Yeah,
good.
I'm not gonna.
They have
yeah.
been super low quality and disconnecting like what. But they're fixing that kind of stuff. So I mean, we're starting to see some updates for their mistakes that they've made and like their shortcomings in their launch. There was an update for PS3 or PS4 also. Not anything super crazy on that front, but Outlast is free right now if you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber. I downloaded it. I'm probably not going to play it after watching some gameplay videos of it. It is a scary game.
This is
I do
very
not
scary.
like scary games.
I watched gameplay of that game and it was freaking.
I do
I-
not like
What is that
scary
game?
games. It's just like a slasher gore fest kind of scary that I'm
You're-
not
you
into.
can't fight. You don't fight.
Are
No.
you,
Yeah,
are you
you
the
just
one
run.
it's you're the reporter in the insane asylum?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I glanced over that game. I was like, when I play games, I want to enjoy them, not pee myself.
Yeah.
I want to actually buy it on a system so Lisa can play it, and then she'll be like,
And then,
Because
and then
her
you make
and-
you control it. You make a video of her playing this game,
exactly.
and then you just put a laugh reel to it.
Aww.
But I saw a CAD comic, Control Alt Delete,
overlay yakety
about
sax.
about Outlast.
Step
and
3, profit.
and it was talking from the perspective of the cameraman, and he was like, "I really wish I found a better hiding places instead of under desks, because I keep wishing that the patients here would put on some pants." It
yes.
just showed the nude just nude guys with like blur things over their junk walking through, be like, "I'm gonna kill you, Dirk Dirk." And he was like, "I really wish they would put on some pants." It was awesome.
I didn't remember that. That was good.
Yeah, I downloaded it, but then I got to thinking about it. I was like, I really don't know what this game even is.
Oh.
So
Well,
then
it's
I
kinda
looked
like
it up
going,
and
do I wanna
watched some
play-
videos, and I was like, well, that's not my kind of game, and I promptly removed it from my PS4.
I played the first Amnesia game, and that scared the crap out of me.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah, I
for
say
me
that's
either.
another one
Because
that's in that
I'm used to
genre.
the whole monster empowerment where you're like, it's a monster, I'm gonna hit it in the face.
No.
You know?
Like,
In
no,
this game,
it's
you're
going to
like,
murder
it's
you.
going to eat your face. You have to hide under a desk and push a bookcase in front of the door.
I played about 5 minutes of Rise of Nightmares, and then I uninstalled
just
the
a bad
demo
game, though.
and hated it.
That's just a bad game, though.
You're like,
Yeah.
because I hated that game. It wasn't scary at all. It was scary bad.
It's so bad. It did
It's like
more.
playing the Slenderman games.
Well, those games they're bringing those to systems now or consoles.
No thanks.
Those are not games.
The other thing,
It's like a King's Quest text adventure. It's just that it's got the Slenderman in it.
wow,
Not even like that.
wow.
It's like walk around in this one environment, and you're probably going to die. Look for these
Pretty
papers.
much.
No, see,
Pretty
with Slenderman, like the whole point of the game is to
It's just to be scared and make YouTube videos.
yeah, that's the thing.
point
It's
of
like the game. In the end, he kills you anyway.
It was
because
probably
it's
just
the
some
Slenderman.
guy wanted, he was like, what could I do to make a stupid YouTube video? People are always making videos where they get scared when something pops up on the screen. Oh, I'll just make a game where stuff pops up on screen.
Now,
constantly.
the other thing, I just because that reminded me of something else. The freebies for this month for Xbox Live Gold members
Are good.
they're actually really good. Dead Island and Toy Soldiers Cold War.
Yeah,
Those are really good.
I will go ahead and activate the download for Dead Island. I'm not interested in playing that game,
Well, we might get some people together and play.
but I will definitely enjoy Toy Soldiers because I love those games. Those are awesome.
I've wanted Cold War for a while,
Yeah.
and now they're like, it's free. I'm
It's
like,
free. I'm like,
okay.
well, yeah, I'm going to have it.
Yeah, it's gonna be in my collection.
Yeah.
So that's actually really cool. They're like, we've got a combat that
Yeah.
they're giving these games away. So here's two.
Because
really
they're
good
kind
ones.
of
There you
tower
go.
defensey in a way.
Yeah.
And I love that.
And
I
it
love
also, but you
tower
can also
defense.
get in there and control it.
Yeah.
So it looks amazing.
Reminds me a little bit of the Army Men games, like the
Yes.
old Army Men
Those
games
were
for
fun.
PlayStation.
Yes.
And, yeah.
Except these Cold War is, instead of the first toy soldiers where it's like the little more like toys that you had in 1950.
Yeah.
These are
Like 80s toys.
80s action
Like
figures.
think G.I. Joes.
Yeah,
Like you
'cause-
got jets and stuff.
Exactly.
Okay.
So pretty awesome. One of the things I wanted to bring up, going a little bit away. Do you have any more
No,
gaming
I'm
news?
good.
Okay. Wrestling news. We actually have some.
Ugh.
Big news.
I'm so glad.
Well, no, big news. Actually, it's really big.
Big
It
news,
is big
everyone.
CM Punk quit.
He quit
Wait,
WWE.
what?
He peaced out.
He
He's
was
like,
like-
whatever.
All right. You see,
Explain this to me.
He's like, you guys suck. I'm out.
no, he wanted to have the WWE title,
Yeah.
or at least be in the title defense situation,
Yeah.
going for it at WrestleMania 30.
Yeah.
He is done as of July. His contract runs out, and he was just going to retire. He's like,
Yeah.
I've saved up my money for the last 6-7 years, doing this. I'm rich. I don't need to do this anymore. I'm sick. I'm tired. I'm beat up. And they said, okay, you're going to go against Triple H at WrestleMania, because it actually is like the natural evolution of this story arc they're telling, where
Yeah.
he is against the man and he would have a match with Triple H. That's actually a really good match to have, in my opinion. And he's like, you know what? I'm just done. I'm tired. I'm done. Now, instead of saying, this is my last Raw, I'll do this and I'm gone.
He's just out.
He pieced out. He's like, I'm done. Like, you guys got 4 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours left for the show, whatever. I'm done. And they rewrote the show, put Daniel Bryan in where he was going to be, and are just going from there.
And life moves on.
Daniel Bryan will take on Triple H at Mania as one of the plans right now, one of the big plans. So who knows? It might be amazing. It might be terrible. We'll find out. But yeah, I'm tired. He's dating AJ Lee. He's got a bunch of money. He's got a really nice home in Chicago. He was sick. His body was falling apart. And so he's like, I can't do this right now. I was going to retire in July anyways. If you're not going to give me what I want, then I'm just going to leave. Because the big thing, he wanted to be the top guy.
Yeah.
Who's the top guy? John Cena. And he said, well, make me the top villain. They said, no, you're too big right now as a good guy. We can't make you the top villain. It wouldn't work. You'd just come off as Stone Cold, and we still wouldn't make you the top, anti-villain anyways, or whatever, anti-hero, I'm sorry. So, all right, well, I'm out. And now, apparently, Triple H is insulted. A lot of the locker room's insulted. And, this is behind-the-scenes stuff. This isn't just, on TV.
Well, good. They should be insulted, and I'm glad that they are, because, that's stupid.
Yeah, it's stupid.
It's stupid.
Because
you know the guy's going to come up on retirement. You know he wants to be out anyway. And you know that he's definitely put in the work.
Yep.
And he's super popular. He's way better than John Cena. Ever was. Ever will be.
On the mic, in the ring.
Everywhere.
He doesn't look like it, though. That's the problem. He
Yeah,
doesn't have
well,
the
it doesn't
look.
matter. It doesn't matter.
That's all that matters to them.
I know. They're stupid.
So here's the thing, and there's some other things along with that. But first off, the main event right now might be for WrestleMania, Randy Orton versus Batista for the title.
See, and that's what I thought was stupid. I thought it was the Rumble was dumb the way it ended because they had CM Punk
versus Little Batista.
They had CM Punk hanging in there the whole way through the thing, building it up like he was going to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to win.
He should have
And
won.
then they toss him out.
Should have
And
won.
they let Batista win, who randomly comes back
There were only
for no reason, really.
there were
He
only
came back for a reason. He came back for the same reason I came back.
money.
And cross promotion. Disney said, guess what? Guardians of the Galaxy is coming out this year. You're a former wrestler. Now, how about you give a couple months in advance? Vince said, hey, I'll take it. 6 months. I'll write a check for $30 million. 6-month contract.
Yeah, it is.
Limited appearances.
It is. It's
And
really dumb.
for those that didn't watch, because we didn't really talk about the Royal Rumble last week,
I'm proud of CM Punk. Good for you, buddy. Have a nice retirement. It's awesome.
Batista won. If you don't know by now, Batista won the Royal Rumble. He wasn't supposed to show up before on Raw, but they leaked it at Vegas or something. Someone had a flyer, and they're like, "Oh, hey, Batista will be here." Blah blah blah.
Oh,
well, that's been spoiled. Thanks for that. So now they had to, show oh yeah, he's going to be here, and they had him before Raw, and then the Raw before the Rumble, and then they had him at the Rumble. And he is very tiny compared to what he used to be. He's leaner. He supposedly is a master of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu now.
He's only a purple belt. CM
Yeah.
Punk's probably outranked him.
Probably. They both know Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, which I think is funny. And it's silly because, they could have a match with him and Brock Lesnar.
Won't do it.
They wouldn't
Won't do it because Vince won't let it happen.
And
Triple H won't let
honestly,
it happen.
it would have been a better match than Randy Orton versus
Randy
Batista.
Orton versus anybody is a turd match because
Okay.
Randy Orton sucks.
But
Right.
last night,
Daniel Bryan carried him.
him and Daniel Bryan, I'm sorry, this Monday, Daniel Bryan and he had a match. It was absolutely amazing, worth watching.
Yeah, most
But
of Daniel Bryan's matches are that way.
and guess who they wanted to win the Royal Rumble? Daniel Bryan. Guess who wasn't in the Royal Rumble?
Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan.
Because he had a amazing match earlier that night
Exactly.
and was tired.
But now
No,
he's
'cause
going.
Vince didn't want him in there.
Vince didn't want him in. No,
They
Vince
didn't want him in there.
and Triple H didn't want him in there.
They don't want him because he don't have the look they want.
He's
They
a,
want the big muscle guy.
he's
Which is dumb.
he's an indie guy. Yeah, no one really cares about that anymore. That's
But see, they wrote a really good article this week about how our Ring of
I say
Honor
Ring of Honor. I
changed
read
the
that
game.
too. It was so good. I had to read it.
They had Colt Cabana and they had Seth Rollins and they had Daniel Bryan got interviewed. They were like, Ring of Honor, Antonio Cesaro, all these guys came from Ring of Honor, and they were like, Ring of Honor changed the game because it took the little guy, the wrestler, the guy who could wrestle, and put him back in the.
Like the Chris Benoit type. I'm gonna say
Instead
it.
of just
It's amazing.
dudes that can lift things.
Exactly. Like they stopped getting they didn't shoot for bodybuilders like Antonio Cesaro, amazing physical specimen. But he strength trains. He doesn't bodybuild. He strength trains. So then he can do these amazing moves and just blow you away in the ring. Then you got these other guys that are, super fast and athletic, amazing in the ring. They are entertaining. Every match that Seth Rollins and Daniel Bryan had last year was a classic. And that's the thing. They're carrying it all.
They changed the training regimen over at NXT because of that.
And honestly, I would rather watch half the stuff they do than anything Randy Orton does, at least 9 times out of 10. Maybe less.
Because it's actually interesting.
Yeah,
They
they
keep
tell
pushing Randy Orton as the face of the company, and he's the guy we want. And
it's because he's kind of pretty. And frankly, I don't care. Daniel Bryan's a better wrestler. So, it's very frustrating. And the other thing is, CM Punk, okay, this is the critical thing from the takeaway. The fans are douchebags because they are ruining everything with CM Punk.
every match,
CM Punk. Everything.
every match, even during the Daniel Bryan match, they were CM Punk in it.
They did stop to yes
They stopped the yes though.
because awesome.
Yeah, but they literally like you would hear like you would get quiet and you hear CM Punk every match, which drove Randy Orton crazy because he hates when people chant against him.
I'll say anything. Yeah,
He flips out. He's a big baby.
he is kind of crazy
Because
to
he
be
needs
honest
his
with you.
diaper changed, buddy.
That was it
He's
for
an
the
entertainer. He needs to suck it up.
exactly. That's it for the wrestling news, though. I thought that was actually really important.
Yeah, that's
for
a big
once,
deal.
it's a big deal. It's changing the
For
face
once,
of
it's something I
WrestleMania.
can actually care about.
So
He was on the front of the game for WWE 13.
which was, in my opinion, the best one they've had in years. I didn't get 14 because, let's be honest, it's not a step above 13 enough to warrant purchase.
Yeah.
13 was so good. 13 was amazing. It was a non-marquee.
Yeah, 13.
I say, remember, it was Christmas good. But yeah, anyways, so awesome pay-per-view coming up with the Elimination Chamber, or will it be terrible? I'm getting WWE Network, and I'll watch it the next night, or on Tuesday probably, because I'm not going to pay for
I'm gonna pay for it. Why would you
Yeah.
pay $9.99 to get all of it? Just wait.
No, I'm done. I will pay the $60. It's actually $5 cheaper than what I would have to pay for the high definition version
Of
through my
the
cable
pay-per-view,
of the
yeah.
pay-per-view for my cable subscriber, and that would give me 6 months of the WWE Network.
Yeah.
Okay, sold, done. So yeah, I'm just wrestling's still fun, but man, they make some bad decisions. They just hate the fans sometimes.
It's what they want, and Triple H is of the mind where it's the same mind of Vince McMahon. It's what I want, and what I want is me. I want me. I want me because I was a big bodybuilder, and I want me and my boys, people who listen to me. That's why the New Age Outlaws are the tag team champions.
Oh yeah, the New Age Outlaws are the tag team champions.
Because those are his boys, and that's the mentality that killed WCW. Me and the boys.
Yeah,
straight and kill WCW because everybody wanted the boys and everybody wanted to be part of the team.
it didn't make any sense.
They didn't train nobody. But see, they're totally different because they actually are training people. They have a training facility. They are teaching people, but
they're not teaching them the right stuff.
oh,
Well-
they are, but they're pushing. You watch NXT. NXT is a totally different subject compared to actual Raw and SmackDown. NXT is good wrestling,
So they're setting those guys up for failure then.
pretty much.
Well, those guys are becoming so popular, though.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
yeah, like that big guy who got into the Royal Rumble, dude. That big Russian dude was
Was it
That dude
Diesel.
was awesome.
Khrushchev or Rushiev or something like that?
Rusev.
That guy was awesome. He doesn't look like he's Russian. He looks like he's Samoan.
That
But
dude was crazy.
what was that
He
like?
just came in and lit everybody up. I was just like, okay.
He did that giant like spinning kick that looked like something
Yeah.
out of a video game.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, no way, dude! Jumping roundhouse kick from a guy at 6'6" and it's
Yeah.
just huge. What? No!
Yeah, that guy was ridiculous.
Devastated people. Yeah, Alberto Del Rio might be quitting here soon.
Really?
He's like, I'm done. You're not doing anything with me.
Yeah.
Um,
And he was such a cool character, too.
I heard the lineup for the NXT for the night after the network premieres. JBL said they're gonna have a ladder match for the title.
Nice.
They're gonna have Bret Hart gonna be there. HBK is gonna be there.
Nice. What they're pushing these as serious shows now. Like
Yeah.
you should be watching this.
Oh yeah, I mean, they're gonna have a big Divas match.
Yep.
The Divas actually can wrestle in NXT. They go over to the E, and besides AJ, they all do the booty bump from freaking Naomi and her.
Okay. Naomi though had a good match on Monday though, but that was her best match ever. So I don't know if she can keep it up.
Yeah.
Wait, is it Naomi? Naomi was the one that wrestled got hurt in the eye, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't remember their fake names. I just remember the real names because I have to watch the show. Divas, total divas.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Which
This comes to the part where this
Done.
is the part of wrestling where I go, "Yep, I remember voting this out." So
no, total divas hurts. But the ladies like it. It gets women into wrestling, and they care about the people more. Just like with Tough Enough. Lisa liked Tough Enough, but they didn't do anything with the guy that was in it. So
no, he didn't, because he was a steroid freak anyway. Man of Steel, Fight or Flight. That's
what?
the title they're working with right now.
Wait,
Man of Steel, Fight or Flight.
are
Wait.
you joking me?
wait, instead of Batman versus or Superman versus Batman, it's Fight or Flight.
They're both terrible titles anyway.
I would still rather
They
it be
could
called
just-
Batman and Superman or Superman
They
and Batman.
could just call it.
That's definitely one of the domains they're using.
They could just call it United.
They can just call it Justice League.
Oh,
They should call the film for what it is.
I would take Trinity, but
They should call it Man of Steel,
total
Like-
ponage.
Justice League, or something like that. Be like just call it the Justice.
They should just call it Man of Steel Can't Win.
It should be called Man of Steel. Zack Snyder just trolled you.
Yeah, or
Man of Steel is
Man of
Superman.
Steel, and they would have a colon, and the sub would be Man of Steel still not as good as the Avengers,
Oh, pretty much.
or Man
Yeah.
of Steel, not Iron Man, Man of Steel, not Captain America.
Yeah, I think for everyone's homework,
of
Eli
Steel
should watch
wants
the
to be
Captain America
Thor.
2 trailer because
I will.
that's so good looking. Oh man,
I'll watch it.
Everyone else here has seen it though, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
Winter
just wanna-
Soldier-
I just want to make sure. 'cause
I'll
that's-
I
watch
remember
it.
the
I'll
first
see the
trailer
movie,
where he
so
throws
I-
the shield and he just turns around and he just goes pow and catches
Even though I
it. And
didn't
you're
go
like,
see Thor 2, I'll see Captain America.
why did
I'm
I
getting
still
to
don't
that
know
at the
why
end of
you
the month.
didn't see Thor 2.
Thor 2
Yeah,
is
it's
I
really
just
good.
didn't.
Good
Just
movie.
didn't go out.
Because it was like, hey, guess what? You know that backstory that we don't have to talk about? It's Thor the whole time, and it's good.
Yeah, honestly, like the Thor 2 was just, let's tell an adventure with Thor. We'll throw Natalie Portman in there, and she'll be kind of useless, but it's going to have some amazing action.
disintegrated.
Space Vikings,
So was
dude.
I.
Space Vikings.
Yeah.
So that's
So was
Space-
I'm not gonna lie, because I
Yeah.
was looking forward to him.
Idris
as Sif.
Elba
Sif is awesome.
canceled the apocalypse in that movie.
Dude,
Yeah,
he
he
canceled
did.
the apocalypse that movie. Was
With daggers! He was like, I don't need this big sword.
he was like,
Yeah, he doesn't use the giant sword that he has at his disposal as a key or whatever for the
key
gate.
to the gate.
He just takes 2 giant knives out and
Takes
run.
that plane by himself.
Well, it was a giant evil spaceship. He jumps up on, he like claws up with it. And it's just like
he
crunch,
crashes, and he's just like, yeah, what?
And then, like-
apocalypse canceled.
and then like 50 come out of like the clouds and stuff behind him, and he's like, "Arr." It's so awesome.
He is one of the strongest Asgardians, next to Odin.
I know, it was...
And you're like, yep, that's the way it works. And it was funny because, like, I don't know.
Thor, The Dark World. Way
fight the
better than
enemies on
Thor
our door.
1.
Today, we'll conflict the apocalypse. I wanted to see
Aw.
Gypsy Danger just come up and punch one of the ships.
Would
have been awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, that's
Cap 2 does look amazing, though.
Duh.
There's a major death teased.
The part where he fights those dudes in the elevator, he's like, I just wanted to let you
So
know.
I'm thinking the major character's going to die in Cap 2.
Rumor has it Nick Fury dies, but people are speculating. That's not a guarantee, though.
No
I would be
doubt.
happy because he's still got like one movie left, and they could do a Secret Warriors and introduce Tony Johnson, and that would be boss.
I don't think they would do that, but
They're
it
not
would be
gonna.
awesome
They're not
if they
gonna kill
did.
Samuel Jackson.
Well, no, they don't kill him off officially. They do the Secret Warriors thing, and then
What
he
they're
disappears.
going to set up is if he can kill him off in this one, they're going to set him up. They're going to set up where Hill takes over, and Hill doesn't trust the Avengers as much. And Agent of Ultron will set up a distrust with the Avengers
And
because,
that's why Ultron's created. Blah blah blah.
or something like that.
Well, we don't.
A
Yeah,
more
we're-
controllable version of the Avengers would be a robot that follows orders that has superpowers.
so let's
Makes sense to me.
wrap it up, guys. Welcome to the finale.
The finale.
Yeah.
That was kind of jammerific. We're going to have more content coming your way. Once the weather is cleared up, we'll probably shoot for some more, Time Rest Tuesdays because A, there hasn't been a whole lot to play, and B, the weather's been absolutely terrible.
And it's hard to drive someplace when the road is awful.
When
Yeah.
the road is pure ice, when literally it looks like Iceman has been making those bridges of
Except-
ice everywhere.
Iceman was being a jerk. He was like, later, guys. And you're like, I hate you.
Yeah, and then you drive off a cliff and...
Yeah, it was like the last time.
And then Spider-Man stage and goes, everyone gets one.
Or it was the last time where Tim Rapson was here, and Marquise and Tim had to get up and help push me up the hill.
Yeah, but help. Yeah,
It was awful.
that was great. That's
Man.
good. That's
Yeah,
the time to work
it's
out.
much better than that now, but it's still not great.
No.
Still pretty bad.
I made it up the hill today.
Yeah.
I'll be putting an article up on the site tonight and tomorrow.
Yeah. I should stop playing Saints and start writing
So
something.
that means I do this. I'll be 4 up on you losers.
Ah, man, I wish it was a race.
I'm just saying.
Don't play the race card.
Yeah,
All right, guys.
I get it done.
Man,
I'm going to see the Lego Movie Friday. I've decided I'm going back to the movie, so I'm going to see the Lego Movie. There, I'm reviewing the Lego Movie,
Okay,
so
well,
I should have that.
I'll bring back the Superman and have to borrow Justice League.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're renting
Yeah,
privileges.
I want to.
spend.
I
I want to borrow Justice League War 2.
Well,
Just-
actually, no, I mean, like, I like having a physical disc, so.
I want to borrow Justice League 2.
Yeah. The
Wow.
movie that they should be making instead of Superman versus Batman Fighter Fight is such a
And then
it's just Superman.
and then
Superman.
Drop
and,
it!
and, and, and,
Finale!
and then they're doing the Lex Luthor is going to be in Smallville. They're doing the Smallville origin.
Just stop
Where
it.
him and Clark are
No.
friends.
We're in the finale. We're in the finale.
Shut
Let's go.
I can't take it.
want to tell you.
Shut
All
your
right.
mouth, Marquise.
All right, guys. Steve,
Play more games.
Do stuff.
Buy more comics.
and check us out at TimeRust.com.
Are we out yet?